What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to MKE Maniaci, and today we got 10 secrets nobody has told you about WWE yet from What Culture. Now listen, I'm interested to see what these 10 secrets are, so we ain't doing no more talking. Let's get it.
Wrestling fans love secrets. They're online constantly going mad about potential news. We're weird people. I am not going to deter you from this though, and in fact, I'm going to make it even worse. For I am Simon from What Culture, and this is 10 secrets no one has told you about WWE.
Let's get it.
Yet. Number 10, Baron Corbin is a French megastar.
That's
One of the better
facts.
house show clips to do the rounds in 2023. When WWE returned to France, there was only one story after the fact. Baron Corbin was super over.
Yeah.
As soon as he walked into the Paris arena, the fans erupted for this guy, and
this had to be like a troll. Cause why was he so over?
Because look at his face. Corbin was genuinely moved by this, as was I a little. Nobody deserves it more. Baron has always been a company guy through and through, even when the gimmicks given to him have raised an eyebrow or two. And look what he did with sad Corbin.
Facts.
It just happened that it's talent shining through.
Yeah.
I sort of hoped WWE would get this European footage far and wide and use it for some sort of story, but they didn't. Still, given they are now traveling further afield for premium live events, let's keep our fingers crossed that one lands in France. This sort of reaction would knock people's socks off. Number 9, the Dominic Mysterio reactions are real. That's right. Enough with this conspiracy theory nonsense. Dominic Mysterio has managed to make his gimmick that he gets booed out of every building, and good. I don't care if it's fans playing along. That's what you want. Fun. Now look, let's get into it. Is there some sweetening to this by WWE? Sure, it's WWE. No, I doubt they're actually piping in jeers just because there's so many social media videos showing how loud it is. Will they use tricks like turning the volume on his microphone down so it sounds like he's being drowned out even more? I'd imagine so.
No. The reactions that the fans give Dom, and I think it plays in the part that, I don't know when it started, but yeah, I think they're 100% legit, man. I think it's just a thing that everybody that goes to the events does when Dominic Mysterio talks. I don't think they have a need to pipe it in. I think it's 100% legit.
Why not? The effect works. I'll be the first to
Shout
admit...
out Dom. This has literally been the best thing to happen to him. Him turning heel, joining the Judgment Day was the best thing to happen. He has his own identity now. He's killing it right
When
now.
WWE does use that fake crowd noise, it's never ideal. I just don't think that's happening here. The
Facts.
condom has found his lane, and now we're running with it. Long may it continue. Number 8, NXT is great.
Thank
After all
you.
this third brand promotion,
Thank
NXT
you.
is doing the work at the level of any other company.
The A Show.
And I mean it. For starters, it combines serious and goofy wrestling near perfectly, and look at the matches it has on a near weekly basis. It's convinced many that Ilya Dragunov is the best wrestler in the world. That ain't no fluke. You also always know exactly what you've signed up for, so Shawn Michaels at the helm is delivering. Adding the already mentioned Dominic Mysterio and Becky Lynch into it gives it proper star power too. And if I wanted to go really crazy, I would say it's better now than it ever has been.
Listen, I completely agree with this, man. I've always loved NXT, but there's something about it right now. I know for me, you can't really predict what's going to happen. We have returns. We have the match stipulations. Yeah, it has its goofy elements, and I love that entertainment factor with the metaphor. There's a lot of different elements that go into NXT, but it still has the same, if not better quality matches, man. I know a lot of people hate on NXT right now because it's not the Ciampa, Gargano, Undisputed era of NXT, and that's cool. That's fine. I enjoyed that era, but I really enjoy this era, man. A lot of homegrown WWE talent coming up on this era, man. You see people progress from not really knowing how to talk on the mic, Yvonne Wagner, to, turning into a beast. Man, I'm telling you, I love everything about it, man. From Tony D'Angelo, Carmelo Hayes is the GOAT. We got Braun Breaker. We got Tiffany Stratton. The roster is solid. It's solid, man. I really think this is the golden era of this new NXT. NXT has been great. It's been great, man. It's been great.
Just so damn entertaining, plus more people than ever are tuning in. Love it. Number 7, those PLE locations are Triple H and Nick Khan's specials. One of the best things about new WWE, if we can call it that, though I just did, is what's happened to the so-called B shows. There was most definitely a time when the likes of Backlash and the Elimination Chamber were afterthoughts, but today, They rule. A huge reason for this is taking these events across the world, including next year's Chamber Show coming from Perth, Australia. It's just so cool, but not literally. It's going to be boiling out there. If you want to look into how this fire was lit, though, it did come down to Triple H and WWE main man Nick Khan, who came up with this idea. I mean, why not go to the UK for Clash at the Castle? Why not go to Canada for Sami Zayn's big night? Why not go to Puerto Rico for fans so crazy every show should come from there? Why not indeed?
This has been one of the greatest ideas of this new era. You know, there are so many international fans, and I feel like they jam-packed more than a lot of fans here in the States. You know, so yeah, bring Backlash, put Backlash in Puerto Rico. Bring the Elimination Chamber to stadiums. You know, dude, man, shit, bring back Payback. Send Payback to freaking Germany or something, or Paris. Like, do something. Like, I love that they're doing this, man. Then again, you know, keep it a fair balance. You know, I really like going to SummerSlam. Let's keep, you know, some of them here in the States, please.
It also had a secondary boost because it made us all believe maybe, just maybe, the hometown heroes would win unwinnable matches. So this formula is the best. Plus, if you're into WWE financials, the company also made a fortune off of these.
Facts.
But we'll talk about that in a second.
Facts.
It's why even despite the English government having no need for extra tourism, we still may get WrestleMania over here at some point. The model has been a smash success down the card. So it's time to upgrade to the big guns, I say. Although I would say that I can see Wembley from my house. That is an exaggeration. Number 6, yes, you did hear that right. Because indeed, I did say that in case you thought it was a verbal typo. Not only did WWE have hot crowds and great shows, the location in question gave them money to come in. As teased, this has been happening with WrestleMania for some time now, hence why we kept going back to Dallas, Texas, when those in charge decided to spread their wings and get site fees all over the place. And look, it worked. That's why Clash of the Castle was in Wales, because they threw a cool $2 million at WWE, and it was the same with Backlash. The tourism board for Puerto Rico paid $1.5 million, but they also made a killing in their own economy.
Yeah.
That's why they're doing it. It just means it's a safe investment as WWE can add to their bottom line, but as we have seen,
it's pretty much like having multiple WrestleManias a year. That's pretty much what it is.
Bolstered the PLE calendar to the nth degree. I still remember sitting through those Raw and SmackDown exclusive pay-per-views.
And I miss the exclusive pay-per-views, though. That's where I'm kind of torn. You know, I miss when Raw would have their own. Raw would have Backlash. SmackDown had Judgment Day. Raw had Vengeance or Bad Blood. SmackDown, Great American Bash. I miss those days, but I do understand from a business standpoint what they're doing.
Trust me, this is far, far better. Number 5, the women's division. Now, it's fair to say, in comparison to certain points in the past, the WWE women's division is thriving.
Thanks.
I mean, they get on TV for one, and wrestlers like Michelle McCool aren't told to tone down their finisher because it's too violent for a female fight. I'm not kidding either. Somebody actually said that to her.
Crazy.
Over the last 12 to 24 months, something odd has happened, because the women don't seem to be as well booked as they have been. We've fallen back into the rut of 2-minute matches, surprise roll-up finishes, and the women's tag team titles have been treated like the plague, and there's simply no need for it. That roster is stacked with talent. Thankfully, the hope has returned as Rhea Ripley is coming across as one of the biggest stars in the company, and Becky Lynch continues to prove her worth. Plus, the likes of Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez in NXT are going to be huge.
Yes.
They have it all.
Thanks.
If parity is the goal, though, this ain't it, brother. I do feel like we've had a shift as of late, but it's time to just move in the right direction and be done with it. It is flipping 2023, for goodness sake. Number 4, Triple H loves a press conference. So a lot of people like to pretend that Triple H took over WWE, looked at AEW, and stole their press conference format. That is so ridiculously silly, I don't know where to start. Go and watch some sports, for goodness sake. Furthermore, ever since the game stepped into this type of role with NXT, he would do those calls before takeovers where he would just answer all manner of questions, and now he's on the main roster, he's just upgraded them to happening after the fact. Everyone gets so mad too because of the softball questions, but what do you want somebody to do? Ask about the legality of Vince McMahon? All you're going to get is no comment.
I really do like the press conference aspect of it. It just makes the show, it makes it, even though when the show's over, it makes it feel like it was an important thing. You know, and I actually enjoy some of the questions. And sometimes, you know, like the reporters, they'll ask the questions that a lot of us are, you know, thinking, and yeah, you know, they're going to give it a sugarcoat answer. But, you know, it's still cool to have it brought to their attention. And it's something about it, man. You know, I love the press conference.
But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't try. You should. I can totally see why some people shy away from it. As long as you digest these as intended, they are fun though. Just an added extra to make WWE feel a little more legit.
Nice.
Number 3, the Seth Rollins entrance phenomenon. So Seth Rollins is an all-timer. It's important to say that because people seem to forget. WWE has relied on him for so many years, him busting out great matches all the time has become expected, and that is ludicrous. He did have to hit the reset button after that 2019 Hell in a Cell match fell to pieces, but when we zoom forward to now, dude has smashed it, mostly by getting people to sing his theme. Rollins has discussed this too because it was no accident. When creative were updating his presentation, he wanted as many whoas as possible in his theme song, to the point Vince McMahon stepped in and said, whoa, that's too many, we gotta cut back on them. Either way, it clicked. Seth somehow knew that his choir-like breakdown would result in fans hijacking Mania promo, where he just stands there with his arms out to his side. So wrestling is the best, right? Yes.
Genius.
Yes, it is. Number 2, more stadiums, more tarp. This is just something we all need to accept. If any wrestling company runs an 80,000-seater stadium and puts 40,000 bums in those chairs, that is amazing. Forget the total number, it is 40,000 individuals all coming together to watch wrestling. Believe me, that wasn't always possible. The issues out of the other side of this, though, is what social media does, because yep, as soon as one of these events starts, there are many a picture showing all of the tarp that WWE or whoever has used to try and ensure the cameras don't catch on to the unsold area.
Listen, I've been to a lot of wrestling shows, a lot of them. I've been to shows where, I say recently, within the last year, all the shows that I went to have all been sold out. They've all been sold out. I've been to Raw, I've been to SmackDown. I've been to SummerSlam. The thing with SummerSlam, being in Ford Field, it was tarped off. There was, where I sat, and then like to the left of me, all that was tarped off. But the attendance for SummerSlam was still very, very impressive. We know Ford Field can, it could fit 80,000, but it was still packed full of people in there. But yeah, they did have a portion of SummerSlam tarped off, man. But like I said, I've been to shows where it's been sold out. I've been to shows where it looked like that. And, one thing about it, though, man, anybody in the seat, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I'm not sure why we get so mad about this. That's really smart. I suppose the fight comes to the fact that WWE will always inflate its own numbers, so the internet community at large tries to prove them wrong. I'm just going to go enjoy the show, I think. Yes, it's far easier that way. Number 1, Charlotte Flair. So that's an odd last entry, but hey, people want us to talk about it, so let's talk. Straight up, there is no doubt in my mind that Charlotte Flair is a one-of-a-kind athlete. She can do things most of us can only dream of, and the fact she did it with her family name and the pressure that brings is truly something special. WWE knows this too, hence they're competing for the world title constantly. Therein lies the issue. Sometimes this happens and the fan base feels like it's not the right time. Cue arguing. I think the powers that be are aware of this as well, but Charlotte would then walk out there and have a match of the year with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, or that fantastic three-way she had at SummerSlam.
And that's the thing, I critique a lot of the moves that they do with Charlotte. Every time she comes back, she gets pretty much handed a championship match. But then when she has a match like she had with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, that was incredible. That was a very, very good match. One of the best women's matches I've seen. Definitely top 3 women's matches, man. And, and then I think, Charlotte, she's the one for the job. Like, yeah, she gets handed a lot of opportunities, but to be honest, man, when it comes down for her to deliver, she delivers for sure.
You cannot deny she added
But I would like to see her have like a tag team championship run. I think they're doing something with her and Shotzi. I was going to say Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton, but, either way, get her in a tag team run. I think she could bring some validation to those titles. Maybe if you bring a mid-card women's championship, women's intercontinental or something, like, I think Charlotte would be the perfect person for that. But yeah.
Those scenarios. In many ways, then, she is 2017 Roman Reigns. You can't not push her because she's got it, but we also need to find a role for Flair where she can be second gear for a bit. And that's tough. Yeah. I mean, Bayley even called this out during a digital exclusive promo in September, although to be fair, I'm sure that was done with this knowledge, and her tongue was firmly in cheek. Still, it's a fascinating look into how the world of sports entertainment operates, and as for the secret, do you notice how both Vince McMahon and Triple H have treated her exactly the same way? It's because they know, man. They know. Know of any other WWE secrets?
10 secrets nobody has told you about WWE yet. Link down below in the description, man. Shout out Walt Culture Wrestling, man. Shout out Simon. Shout out Simon, man. Y'all new to the channel. Y'all rock with me. Hit that subscribe button for me. And until the next video, I'll see y'all then. Thank you for watching MKE Maniaci. I'm out.